With just 8 months to the 2016 polls, several rights groups, the opposition and the civil society continue to source for reforms that they think will influence a free and fair election come February next year. What is taking center stage at the Him is changing the Electoral Commission, its name, the President's powers to appoint its commissioners, and the tenure of service by the commissioners. Dr. Arther Benomugisha, the Executive Director, Advocates Coalition for Development and Environment, tells WBS TV that all the reforms are vital to the development of the country and to influence a free and fair election, but with a time frame available, both the government and the opposition should be realistic and focus on key reforms.
We are undertaking legal and constitutional reforms that would improve the electoral processes, provide the conditions for organizing free and fair elections. We are in the process of this. The timing, of course, is still short, but I think if there is a, we still have the opportunity to effect key and fundamental constitutional reforms.
And what would these key reforms be?
Key fundamental reforms include reform of the Electoral Commission. The reform of the Electoral Commission, because the Electoral Commission has been consistently classified or regarded by the opposition as partisan or towards the government. Is that the president still, as a fountain of honor, needs to be given that trust to be able to appoint these commissioners, but then of course they are approved.
On the issue of reinstating the presidential term limits, Dr. Benomugisha says that it is worth, however emphasizes that the law should not be targeting an individual.
A good law should not be targeting an individual. A good law should be there to serve the interests of the citizens of the country. But when you make a law to, for instance, disqualify an individual or to limit individual freedoms, that's not a law that actually would be acceptable. You can see that you're already in the process of actually enacting a defective law.
Incumbent Museveni, who many are perceiving as a prime target for this legislation, concluded his constitutional 2 terms in 2000. But due to the politics of patronage, intrigue and disrespect of the rule of law, the 7th Parliament decided to abolish the 2-term limits enshrined in the 1995 Constitution and open doors of life presidency for him. While appearing before the Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, the opposition asked for a postponement of next year's elections. But Benomugisha, a lecturer of peace and conflict resolution at Makerere University, says both the opposition and the government should reach a consensus to have the elections on board.
We are not like Burundi. Uganda is well placed to organize elections, and actually my elections are next year. We have almost 8 months. We've been around. There has not been any constitutional crisis, no civil war. The country is at peace from Arua to Chisoro. So why would elections not take place? I think we have the time on our side to organize free and fair elections. What the government and the opposition should work for is to agree on these reforms without each one flexing their muscles. They should look at the bigger picture of this country, peace and stability.
With all the growing pressure on both the constitution and electoral reforms, the electoral body is already at the 3rd phase of implementing its 2016 roadmap. Jocelyn Nachibule, WBS in Kampala.